Good morning, everyone. People online. Keshav, Ankita. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Have you all installed Tableau Public?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Installation हो गया यश? Do it fast. तेजस हो गया? कमलेश हो गया इंस्टॉलेशन? Okay. So I'm sharing the file that we are going to use today. I'll just send it across. And after that, we can start.
Recording in progress.
Hello, sir.
ये डेटा सेट भेज दिया है, प्लीज चेक योर मेल.
Sir, one thing I would ask. Hello.
Yes.
Sir, can you start from the basics, like getting us familiarized with the screens of Tableau?
Yeah, we'll start with the basics. Have you installed the Tableau software?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
Do we need to register the email ID also? Like it was asking me.
Yeah, you need to register first. Now they have changed the procedure. Earlier for Tableau Public, you did not register. Now they have made it mandatory.
Okay.
And that is only one-time registration.
Right.
The version that you will be working is 2022.4. That is the latest. Okay.
Yes.
Now, why we prefer working on this version is it is number one, free and easy to implement. There are a couple of features which are not there. For example, how to publish it, all those things, but that is not really required as of now. Okay, but 90 to 95% of the features are going to be the same. Okay, now there are features like online and all that, then live. So those things are missing from the web version. That is the public version. So let us start. Let me share my screen. So on the main screen, you will see the Tableau installation. So double click on this, or if it is not, or you can just type Tableau here and you will see 2022.4. So click on that. Download the data set and keep it in some place because we will be using that file now. फाइल मिल गया वो इट इज कॉल्ड superstore.xlsx जंक पे चेक करो जंक फोल्डर पे
This meeting is being recorded.
either in the spam folder or junk folder it will be there. Keshav and Ankita, have you received the file?
No, sir. Not in junk as well as spam. Nothing.
Already sent. See Tableau dataset.
Sure, we haven't.
Superstore.xls. Komal, Manish, Tejas, Yash, Ankita. आगे इसको डाउनलोड कर लो. We'll first go through the data set and then we will आपने डाउनलोड किया हुआ है किसी ने? Can you send him the executable directly? Is my screen visible to all? तेजस तुम installation शुरू कर दो. Parallelly, you can just look at Kamlesh's screen. Basics ये क्या है? File मिल गए? Input file? Okay. So we'll start with the data first. So this is the data which is called Superstore. किसी ने काम किया इस data set पे before? It's a very famous data set, especially for visualization. Okay, so this data set contains customer information, order information, categories, subcategories, then profit, total sales, discounts, all these things of a customer and the store. Okay. So I have taken only the sales information from the data. There are actually 3 to 4 tabs. So I have taken only the Superstore data, which is the sales. Okay, so this is the entire data set. You have row ID, order ID, customer ID, order date, shipment date. So you can go through this shipment mode. So you will notice a couple of things. You will have a date column. You will have categorical column, and then you will have numeric column. Okay. So in visualization, in Tableau, there are 2 types of columns. I'll show you how to identify them. One is called discrete, other is called continuous. Okay. Discrete columns are those columns which describe the data. That is customer type, order ID, all these things, which cannot be measured. What can be measured, that is called as continuous. Okay, discount, rate, amount, cost, count, all these things. Okay. So it is also known as the dimension or fact. If we have worked on anything related to databases, we'll probably correlate. Okay, you have dimensions and facts. Facts are the measures that you can, sorry, the data that you can measure. Okay, dimensions are the, okay. So you have around some thousands of data. If you look at the data count, 51,000 records. So plenty of data to work with. Okay. Now, first thing is when you open Tableau, you will notice you have on the left-hand side an option called Connect. So Connect refers to your data source, which data you want to connect to. So you have different types of data. You have Excel data, you have text files, then JSON file, Microsoft Access, PDF, spatial, statistical, and then you have server, that is databases. Okay, Oracle or any RDBMS. Now we are going to work on Excel. What is Microsoft Access? Anyone who has worked on Access? You know what is Access? Correct. MS Access is a inbuilt Microsoft database. If you type MS Access here, you will get it. See, Okay, it's a mini database. Okay, so for this, you can either create the database or you can import a DB file. Okay, so this is an inbuilt database supported by Microsoft. You can, that is MS Access. So we are going to use Excel file. Text file is any file which is having a comma separator or any other separator. Okay, most of the time text files will be a CSV. Okay, so if you don't have a CSV, any other separator, you can use that also. What are the common separators?
Comma, tab.
Comma is one, that is CSV. Then TSV, tab separator. Okay, other separators are tilde. Okay, very frequently used, or a dollar. Okay, so click on Microsoft Excel and select the file that I sent you just now, Superstore. So that is going to be your data source. So this is the file, Superstore. Okay, and then click open. इसमें थोड़ा सा स्लो जाएंगे because you need some time to understand this. जंक फोल्डर पे देखो डेटा सेट ठीक है, we'll just wait for 5 minutes. यहाँ पे let the
So is that required? HTML?
HTML.
Is there a connected HTML to the region?
I don't know whether it is working or not. ठीक है, आज we'll just continue. Break पर देखते हैं. Shall we continue?
Yes.
Okay. So are you able to see the screen? Is the screen visible?
Yes.
Okay. Now, first thing you will notice on the left-hand side top, you have something called connections. So connection means your data source. You can have more than one connection. You can join files. You can join data, just like you do the joins in SQL. Okay, you can join two tabs using a primary key, foreign key concept. Okay, so you can merge data. All those things can be done. So here we have only one data, which is Superstore. So by default, that data will be on the right-hand side. Okay, if you have multiple tabs, then you will see all the tabs here and you can drag and drop which tab you want. Okay, otherwise by default, the first tab will always be your data source. Next, you have a data interpreter. Now this is a new feature added. It was not there earlier. Now, if you click this, it is going to clean the data. So I recommend not to use this. Always do the cleaning of data manually. Okay, you don't know what that guy is doing. Okay, so that data cleaning, that has to be in your control. Next, the union. So since we do not have multiple tabs, so union is of no use. Otherwise, you can join two tabs using a common key. So if you click on this, it will ask you tab 1, what are the keys? Tab 2, what are the keys? You drag it and link. Okay. Then, okay. Then you have the columns, the column definition, and then this is the data. Okay. So Tableau does its best to identify what are the data types. So if you notice, there are different colors for the data and there are different symbols. Now the two main colors are the blue color and the green color. Okay. Blue color signifies discrete data and green color is the facts, or you can say dimensions and facts. Dimension means categorical data and facts means numerical data. Now, what is the meaning of hash? Hash means number, ABC, string, then this calendar data, date. Okay. Now there is one more that you have to know. If you scroll to the right, and use this to scroll to the right, and here you will see under city, state, and country, you see a globe. Okay, now this globe is called geography. Okay, so this is a data type. Now this is mainly used for maps. I can also plot not just graphs by using line chart, the usual charts. I can also draw maps. Okay, any country, global map, India map, US map, any country, I can draw the map. So for that, my data has to have at least one data type called geography. Okay, otherwise you cannot draw the map. Okay, so what happens is when you have a geography role, the latitude and longitude are created automatically. You will notice when I go to the sheets, you will see that two fields get created automatically, which is not part of the data set. One is called latitude, one is called longitude. Okay, so based on this, the maps are created. Okay, and other things, yeah, we have only these three. See, now notice the colors, blue color and green color. Okay, any questions? Now, bottom part, this is the data source. Then you have three tabs here. The first one is for sheets. Okay, that is individual graphs. Line chart, you have a chart, bar graph, all these different types of sheets, you create one chart. Then you have a dashboard. What is a dashboard? Present. क्या present? हाँ, तो क्या है वो?
Index.
Report, which will consist of multiple visuals.
Correct, multiple. कार में है ना dashboard, तो उसमें क्या आता है? You have different indicators. Okay, so same thing here also. A dashboard can have multiple sheets. And the last icon that you have here, this is called a story. So story is like a PPT, where you have a single sheet where you can present a story that is basically a report saying what has happened. Then you can create multiple pages to that story. You can give a name for the story and then describe the story. Okay, so depending upon what kind of report that you wish to generate, you can either have dashboards or stories. Clear? And this side, top right, you have something called as online and offline. So that is applicable only in the desktop push. Online data and offline data. तो यहाँ पे नहीं दिख रहा है. दिख रहा है?
हाँ मेरे इसमें सर आपके लेटेस्ट वर्जन है.
हाँ, मैंने कल परसों इंस्टॉल किया था. I think you have downloaded the desktop version. Desktop पे दिखेगा.
And you have downloaded public.
Public. आपका validity is only for 2 weeks.
And for public, what is
Public no validity.
Oh.
वो you can use for how many days you wish to. But only thing is that version won't be supported after I think 30 days. But you can work. वो खुलेगा ही नहीं after 14 days. That is the only thing. Okay, filters, we'll talk about the filters later when we do the session on filters. Okay, so this is the basic. Now let us go and add data. No, data already add ho gaya na. We'll now add sheets. Okay, so go to sheet 1. And this is the interface of Tableau. So left hand side, you will see on the top, all the blue color data. And on the below, there is a horizontal line, measure names ke baad dekho. So the one on the top, they are the blue color ones, which is the dimension. Or jo green color hai, below the line, those are the facts. Okay, that is the numbers. So if you notice discount, profit, quantity, sales, shipping cost, all these are numeric data which can be measured. Subcategory, ship mode, shipment date, segment, row ID, region, order date. All these are categories or string data. Okay. Now there is one more icon that you will see here on the left hand side. This one. Okay, it is called country state zip, or uske niche you have country state zip. Okay, now look at the icon for country state and zip. That is the geography. But uske upar you'll see country state zip. It has an icon like this. Okay, this means this is the hierarchy. Okay, so Tableau has created a default hierarchy where country comes first. Inside a country, you have states. Inside every state, you have multiple cities. Okay, you can, if you wish, you can remove the hierarchy or you can leave the hierarchy as it is. Okay, so hierarchies are important for visualization because you can drill down. Let's say that you want to find out what is the total sales in India. So India ka sales kitna hai pura dikhayega. Then you drill down from India to state wise. So all the 29 states, what is the sales? Then if you drill down for each state in every city, if you drill down, let's say Maharashtra, all the main cities, what is the sales? So that is a kind of drilling down you can do when you have hierarchies. You can further drill down for every city by pin code. Okay, so that is also supported. So there is a column called zip code or kahan pe hai? Postal code. Dekho. So if I drag postal code and put it below city, now I have a hierarchy with 4 emails. Okay, so that you can add. So let's quickly understand the interface. This is the main menu, file, data, worksheet, etc. Then these are the icons that I can use. Then there are two main things that I can do on Tableau. One is visualizing the data and number 2 is doing some basic analytics. Okay, now in analytics, there are 2 things I can perform. Number 1 is clustering, which internally uses k-means. And number 2 is I can use time series. Okay, so under analytics, I can do these 2 things. Then pages, when I want multiple sheets, so this is where I create the pages when I want to do some automation. आपने देखा होगा, probably you must have seen a couple of graphs where the bars are changing, right? What is the GDP from 1900 to 2020? Which country was first? Okay, there's an automation. Okay, so that is done using the pages. You create multiple pages and then you shuffle them by giving a timer. Okay, so that is pages. Then filter. So filters are when you want to create a subset of your actual result. So we'll create these filters also. So this is where you define all your filters. Then here there is a section called marks. So this is used for formatting your sheets, giving a different color, font, then changing the type of graph. You want to give more details to your graph. Okay, all those things can be done here. Then there is a tooltip where you can configure the tooltip. Tooltip means when you take the cursor to a graph, automatically one bubble comes that says what that graph is. That is called tooltip. So you can configure those tooltips. Okay, then we have columns and rows. So what you want in the column, what do you want in the rows? Okay, so some graphs require columns only, some graph requires only, require both columns and rows. That is univariate, bivariate. So you can configure the data accordingly. This way you create the hint for the sheet. What is the title? And this is where your actual graph will come. Okay, so you want a pie chart or whatever it is. So one single sheet. And this is where you will have the rows and columns. Okay, access information. And then last, you have this option called Show Me on the top right. So if you click on Show Me, these are the different types of graphs supported by Tableau. Line graph, bar graph, bubble chart, tree map. Okay, these are the different types. Clear? Now, if you keep the cursors, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9, 12, 15, there are some 20, 22 charts. Okay, now keep the cursor here on the first one. Is text table. Okay, now below you will see a help. For text table, what is required? It says one or more dimension, one or more measure. So that means minimum I need one dimension, that is one category column, and one measure, that is one numeric data, one or more. Okay, so city, sales. Okay, so one or more money for every city or every zip code. What is the sales? What is the discount? So that is how you have to configure. So for each of these, you have a help. Okay, if you look at pie chart, one dimension, one or two measures. Okay, any questions on the basics? So now let's start So let's do the first one. So under sheet 1, I'm going to first start with a line chart. Okay, the most basic chart. So I'm going to right click and rename this. And here I can write line chart. If you want to give a color, you can right click and here you will see color and then give a color to it. So it will indicate line chart with a blue line. Now the first chart and I'm going to draw is total sum of sales. Okay, so double click on this line chart. Now, if you notice here, the name of the sheet and the name of the title both are same. Okay, so you can configure that by double clicking on this, and this will open the sheet name. Remove the sheet name and give here total sum of sales. Now I can configure the font. So by default, it is Tableau Lite font 15. If I want to make it bold, so click on B. I can choose a color. If you want a red color, so select that color here. Alignment left, right, center. You can choose the font. So I'm just going to leave it as it is. I'll come to this insert option later. Now click OK. And now you will see total sum of sales appearing as the heading. Now I want the total sum of sales of my data for the last couple of years. Okay, so I need at least 2 columns. One is the date column and one is the sales column. Okay, so let me take the order date. So I have the order date here. Drag and drop 2 columns. And you will notice by default, it has given you the discrete information, that is the year. Now notice here on the left hand side, there is a plus sign. Year ke yahan pe dekho. Okay, so date is also a hierarchy. So we have date, under date you have month, under month you have days. Okay, so if you click on this, you will see now this has changed into quarters. Ab quarter pe click karoge, this has changed into the months. Okay, so this is the kind of hierarchy that you can create. So click on the minus sign, comes back to its previous form. Click on the minus sign, comes to its original form. Okay, so these are known as the capsules. So it is in the shape of a capsule. So here is a capsule. Now, what I want is total sum of sales. So I have a date. Now take the sales, drag and drop into rows. And now you will see this is my sales. Are you able to see? So sales, is it increasing or decreasing? Increasing trend. Okay. Online, any questions, Ankita and Keshav?
Yes, sir. Sir, at the top in columns and rows, we see that year, comma, order status.
Sorry,
And
1 second. Repeat.
at the column level, at the row level, we see that year, bracket, order date, sum bracket, sales.
Yes.
So that functions are like automatic, or like we can change it also.
Acha, yeah, I'll tell you. Okay. ये वाला हो गया सबका? यश, मनीष, तेजस, कमलेश, एटलीस्ट यहाँ पे आके बैठ जाओ. Okay? आपका इंस्टॉलेशन हो गया? Okay, now what are the other configurations that you can do? Number 1. Komal?
Sir,
Distance. If you want to resize the graph, horizontally or vertically, abhi horizontal change karna hai, keep the cursor at the end of the graph. Okay, just and you will see this shape of the cursor. Okay, like this. Horizontal cursor. अब इसको drag करके you pull it and now it will expand horizontally. Vertically, same thing. Excuse me. ठीक है, हो गया? Fine. Now we'll come to this section called marks. Now the default color you see here is a blue color. Now I want to change this color to some other, let's say progress is always indicated in green. Okay, so I want to change this to green. So click on this option called color and select the green color. And now you will see this color has changed to green. You want to change the size. Now this slider, left-hand side, it will become thin. And if you drag it to the right, it becomes thick. So change it as per your requirement and needs. So I'll just make it like this. Detail and path not required as of now. Now label. Label is when you want to put the value of the sales for each year. So right now we have 4 years, 2011, 12, 13 and 14. Okay, I can either use the label or I can directly use the shortcut, which is this option called T right at the top. Year ke upar dekho, there's a T, that is text. Okay, that is a label. So click on T and you will notice what is the total sales for 2011, 2012, 2013, and 2014. Now, if I keep the cursor on this, you will see, do you see that bubble appearing? That is called tooltip. Now, I already have the year information here. I already have the amount information here. So the tooltip is actually extra information, the same information repeating. So I want to suppress tooltip. So click on tooltip and you will see these are the information that the tooltip gives. Now I can either disable the tooltip or delete the contents, up to you. So for now, I'll just disable the tooltip. So here there's an option of show tooltip. You disable this, uncheck and click OK. And now if I hover the mouse, I will not see the tooltip. Okay. If you don't want the axis, for example, left-hand side, you can select this axis, right click, and there's an option called show header. By default, it is ticked. So we can click on that and it will suppress it. If you want to retain it, Control Z and you will get it back. Okay, now again, axis. Let's say I don't want 0 here. So double click on the axis. So select this and double click. And here you will get range. So automatic, uniform, independent, and fixed. And here you have an option called include 0. So click on include 0. So here you will see the same chart, but without the 0. Now close this. Now this is my total sum of sales for the last 4 years. Okay. Now this is discrete information. So here I can write total sum of sales. And I'll just write discrete, or you can write yearly, because this is year wise. Now suppose I want to represent what is my sales based on quarters, quarterly sales. Okay. Now I don't want to disturb this chart. Ye chart, let it be as it is. I want to represent the same sales, but I want to change the columns from year to year to quarter. Okay. So I don't want to recreate the chart. I can simply copy the chart. So click on the line chart, right click, and there's an option called duplicate. So click on duplicate. So this will create line chart 2. So here I'll rename this to line chart continuous, and here I'll put line chart discrete, just to differentiate between these two. And here I'll write total sum of sales. Quarterly. Now, how to change the data from year to quarter. Now, if I click on this year capsule, you will notice there are two paths to the date. The one at the top is the discrete information, and the one below it is the continuous information. So I need to click on this quarter. So if I click on the continuous data, so here I will get quarter wise what is the sales for the last 4 years. I can just resize this. Now, if I hover the mouse, okay, this is disabled. So I'll just enable this. Show tooltips. So this is 2011 quarter 1, 2011 quarter 2, 2011 Q3, 2011 Q4. This is 2012 Q1, 2012 Q2, etc., all the way till the last one, 2014 Q4. Done. Now I can change all these settings if I want a different color. So orange color. क्या हुआ?
सर आपने कैटेगरी में कैसे किया? कंटिन्यू
ये डिस्क्रीट ये कंटीन्यूअस इसको सेकंड फॉर्म कंप्लीट है समथिंग इज रॉन्ग ये मतलब से और अनु ये शीट का आपको अलग करने को मतलब ऑनलाइन होगा शेयर फोकस करें
दिस वाज
होमवर्क एक्सेल और without click on this
हो गया? Now I can also change the format of these display numbers. Let's say 478871. Okay, so click on that. Then right click and there is an option called format. So here fields, sum of sales. Okay, because this is a field. So I can change it at an axis level. I can change it at a pane level. So here it is at a pane level. Access level. 1 second. The font. Okay. So go to the font, the default, pane ke andar default, and then change the color to whatever color you want. So here I'm changing it to red, bold, underline.
शीट में कॉलम आ रहा है
एक और बार I'll just show that. Click on any of these numbers. Okay. Right click. Go to format. Now here I can format either the sheet, rows and columns. Okay. और उसके ऊपर देखो fields. I can also format the fields. So click on fields. So I want to format the sum of sales. So click on sum of sales. So I can format it at two levels. One is at the axis level, one at the pane level. Pane माने जो graph के अंदर है, that is called pane. Axis means the borders. So here I want to change the pane. Now the default font, I want to change it to, let's say, bold, and take red, for example, and then underline. And you can see the result on the right hand side. अभी इस पे the default format is with the comma. Suppose you don't want the comma, you can go to numbers. Then numbers number custom. Decimal places you don't want, you can remove it. Then display units, you want thousands, millions. So this will put 479K, 330K. You can do these kind of display also. You can also include prefix and suffix. Now this sum of sales is which currency? Now because this is a data from North America, so I can put the $ here. And now you will see the currency appearing as the prefix. Then there is an include 1000 separator. 1000 separator is the comma. You will see 100, 254, 375, comma. So if you don't want that separator, you can untick this part. And then click outside. And now your data is chart is formatted. You can play with the size of the chart if you want to make it bold. If you want to change it to some other color, do all these changes here. Fine. Online, is this finished? Okay. Now, whenever we are doing an aggregation, यहाँ पे हमने किया है, in the rows we have sum of sales. Okay. Now aggregation by default in Tableau is always sum. What are the different aggregations that Tableau supports? So if I click on this inverted triangle here, come down and you will see something called as measure. So default is sum. So I have average, median, count, distinct, minimum, maximum. These are the other aggregates supported. Now suppose I want to find out what is my average sales. Average sum of sales. So what do I do? So let me just copy this. So duplicate. I'll rename this to continuous C2. And here I will write average sum of sales quarterly. Now change the aggregate from sum to average. So click on the triangle, come to the measure and select average. And now see the graph. Now this is not the kind of report that you want to generate, where it says average is 0K. So right click, go to format, go to fields, go to average sales, go to the pane. And you need to go to the numbers. And then automatic. Okay, formatting.
Yes.
Now see the difference between average sales and total sales. Now to save your work, go to File. There's an option called Save to Tableau Public As. Now this will ask you what is your registered email ID. So you need to give the mail ID here. Then sign in. Invalid email. So whatever charts you have created, it will create it in the same order. Now it will ask you what is the name that you want to give. So here you can give the name as weekend PG4. PG4, no? PG5. PG4. So save. So it will publish your work online. And then it will open the location where it is saved. So you can view it online also. Okay, so go to the settings and there is an option of showing all the sheets. So click on show sheets. And it will show you all the sheets. There you go. So line chart D, that was the first sheet. Line chart C and line chart C2. Screen visible नहीं है? Now check. सेव के बाद अब दिख रहा है? हाँ, अभी जब सेव आपने कर लिया ना, तो यू विल सी द टैब्लू ऑनलाइन, दैट इज अ टैब्लू क्लाउड। ठीक है, वहां पे आपको कितना चार्ट दिख रहा है? 3 दिख रहा है? 3 दिख रहा है कि 1 दिख रहा है? ऐसा मत करो, पासवर्ड याद नहीं है। सेव हो गया, टैब्स कितने हो गए?
Desktop version.
इसका वर्जन है तो ये it will save it as a Tableau workbook, TWB. You change your password. Ankita and Keshav, are you able to save your work?
Can you import the work published in cloud?
अभी मान लो कि I want to work tomorrow and you are using an online version. When you open the Tableau again, you will see the shortcut. Okay, so double click on that, you will get the same version that you saved. ठीक है, उसको ब्रेक पे कर लेना। ठीक है, अभी राइट नाउ
सर
या
टैब्लू ड्राइव पे सिर्फ एक ही चार्ट दिखेगा, राइट?
नहीं, गो टू योर सेटिंग्स। कैन यू शेयर योर स्क्रीन? आई विल टेल यू।
या 1 second. Is my screen visible?
1 second, Keshav. सॉरी, क्या था? मेरे ख्याल से ऊपर होगा। कौन सा कमरा नहीं बोला? कौन कौन क्या किससे बात करना था आपको?
नाम क्या पता है? पहले कैबिन थे नहीं क्या? सेकंड
वो नीचे है,
नीचे
कैबिन वाला नीचे।
हाँ सर, कैबिन
अच्छा अच्छा, ऊपर एक कमरा है। आपने किससे बात किया था? Okay. हाँ, go to the settings, the rightmost, and show sheets. Now you can see the sheets on the left hand side. Line chart D, line chart C. Okay, so click on that. You will see your charts.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Got it. Yes. So this drive is only for publishing, right? Or
Okay,
like,
you can stop sharing.
so this drive is only for publishing, sir, right?
No, this is where your saved version will be. You can reuse it. So now if you close Tableau and open it, you will find one shortcut to this link. Okay, there you go. WEPW. So double click on that. And now it will open all your charts.
Okay. So this will be the latest version, right?
Whatever you have saved, that will be open. If you forget to save, then it will open the last saved.
Last saved one. Okay. Okay, sir.
Okay, now we'll go to the next one, which is a bar chart. Just put bar chart 1. Now in bar chart, there are two kinds. One is a horizontal bar chart, which will be like this, and a vertical bar chart will be like this. So depending upon the usage, you can either create one of these two or both. Now here there is a column called region. Region means what are the different geographical regions where a product was sold. So suppose I want to find out what is the region-wise sales. Region-wise total sales. Now I'm going to take the region on the left-hand side, drag, then put it along the columns. Now you will see that these are the different regions: Africa, Canada, Caribbean. You can just expand this. Central, ये क्या है? Central Asia, East, EMEA, North Asia, Oceania, South, Southeast, and West. Okay, these are the different categories of region. Now, in each of these regions, what is the sales? Now, take the sales, drag it, and put it in the rows. So now you will get region-wise total sales. ठीक है? Now, if I expand this, now it will be easy to read the names and all. So, which region has the highest sales? Central. Which region has the least? Canada. So, easy to interpret. So, do one small assignment. Change the graph color to green. हाँ करो. I'll tell you how to make it colorful, like a peacock. Green हो गया? Now add the total sales figure at the top of each graph. क्या किया? वो टूल टिप नहीं है, वो टेक्स्ट है. टूल टिप इज डिफरेंट. सो क्लिक ऑन T, जो ऊपर है, that will give you the total sales. Color change के लिए go to the marks option and make it green. Now reduce the width of the bar. So go to the size option and reduce the width. So now it is much better. Okay, you can interpret it much better. And if you want to put borders, you can go to the color and there's an option called border. Automatic is the default. You can select the color. So I'll select the color black. Now you will see a extra dimension added to the borders. Okay. Now, ideally, what kind of format you want to see when I give a region-wise total sales? How should the graph look like? There has to be some sort. Okay? This is also fine. But यहाँ पे sorting कैसे हुआ है? Based on the region name, A to Z. Okay, but I want it in the ascending and descending of sales. Now there is a icon at the top. This one.
Yes.
Okay, look at these two icons. This one and this one. So these two icons represent ascending sort and descending sort. Now let us click on the first one. So if I click on this, it is going to sort the data in the ascending format. So small to big. If I want to do the reverse, that is from highest to lowest, click on the other icon, which is to its right. Now you will see the sorting, the highest sales to the least sales. So which one do you want? You can select it accordingly. Now, if you want to come back to the original form, now click on the sum of sales. Click on the region capsule. Now here you have an option called clear sort. So clear the sort and it will come back to its original position. That is the original format. Clear? Online? Ankita and Keshav, have you finished?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now let us try to make this chart more interesting. I want to display only Asian countries in this chart. Okay, right now it is giving me all the regions. I want to display only the Asian countries. So how do I do it? Any guess?
Name equal to
Filter. I told you there is an option called filter where we can get a subset of the data set. Not data set, the results. So I'm going to add something called as a filter from this data. So ये जो data है, this is called the Windows data. Okay, whatever is there on the window, only those will be filtered. not from the actual data source. So what is it that I'm going to filter on? Which column? Region. Okay, so take the region from the left hand side, drag and put it in the box called filter. Now it will ask you, select from list custom value use all. So select the first option called select from list and have all these options ticked. Now there are 4 tabs at the top, general, wildcard, condition, top. I'll explain that later, but right now we need the general tab. So general tab, select from list, all the values ticked, click OK. Okay, now my filter is created, but it is not activated. Now I need to activate the filter before I can use. So click on this filter called region, and there's an option called show filter. So click on show filter and you will see the filter appearing on the right hand side. Now select which areas you want. So first I will deselect all these options. Now chart is gone. Now select the regions. So I'll take Central Asia. This, then I'll take Southeast Asia. Or kya hai bhai? North Asia. I can expand. And now this is region wise total sales. But again, the heading says region wise total sales, which is actually misleading. Isn't it? It should tell me which region. Region wise total sales means all regions. But here I'm specifically saying Asian regions. So how do I get those information also into the heading? So I'm going to take the region once again, drag it and put it under detail. Okay. Now go to the heading, that is the title, double click, come to the end. Now insert and here select region. Now click OK. Now you will see region wise total sales for Central Asia, North Asia, Southeast Asia. Suppose I want only the African countries. So I'll remove everything. So select Africa. Africa में एक ही है क्या? Or I want to do a comparison of Africa versus Caribbean, for example. And maybe take this. So now see how the title of the graph changes. So now it says Africa, Caribbean, and Oceania. So this is how you have to make the title dynamic. Okay. So this is a vertical chart. So I'll come back to the original form. Now, if you want to remove the filter from here, click on the filter. Then there's an option called remove filter. So remove it. And now all the filters will be deleted. Okay. So this is vertical chart. Now I want to make a horizontal chart. I'll just call this as bar chart vertical. Now right click and duplicate. And rename this to bar chart horizontal. Now it is very simple to convert this into horizontal. Now there is an option here called flip axis or swap axis. So simply click on that. And now you will see the chart gets converted into a horizontal format. So drag it. Now change the size. And if you want, you can do the sorting as before. So this is the descending sort. This is the ascending sort. And what is the total sales? That number is also appearing at the right hand side.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Sir, when we are shorting it, it is always taking as region. It's like if you want to have a short on.
No, the sorting is done based on the. This is based on the number. See, 2822, then 1600. So it is sorting on the numbers.
If you
the default sorting is always on the region.
Yeah, okay. Default sorting is always there. Okay. ठीक. Okay.
Okay.
Can you show again how you converted it into
This was the graph. When I do the duplicate, now click on this icon, which is right under format. Swap rows and columns. So click on that. So now you will see under columns, you have sum of sales, and in rows, you have regions. It is interchanging. So this is how you can convert it from rows to columns. And now you can do the resize. And then I can do the sorting accordingly. Now Manish was saying that I've made it very colorful. Okay, so how do you make it colorful? So there are different colors that you can use, okay, to make it stand out. Number one is I can apply colors on the total sales, or I can apply colors on the regions. Okay, so let's try both these options. So I'm going to take the regions from the left hand side, drag it and put it in this option called colors in the marks. Now I get one color for every region. Now the problem with this approach is when you have too many categories, colors will be duplicated. Okay, for 4 or 5, this is good. But when you have too many values, avoid this option. The second thing you can do is based on the continuous value, which is called total colors. So I'm sorry, total cost. So take the sales, drag it and put it in colors. And now you will see that there is a gradation where the darkest color indicates maximum and the lightest color, the light color indicates minimum. You can see this on the right hand side. Dark color means higher value, light color means small value. So here dark blue is highest and light blue is smallest or the least. You can change the color here. Click on the colors, edit colors. So here by default it has selected the blue. So you can select any other color of your choice. So let us say I want green. So in the map it says dark value, light green is small value. Click OK. Okay. So one assignment and then we'll take a break. So create a filter on sales. And then select the sales filter to select some sales because of your choice. So between this sales and this sales, I want those regions. Earlier we did the ulta, isn't it? We selected regions and then the sales were there. Now you select the sales and then you get the region. Let me see if you can do it. Your choice. Take the sum. Since we are doing total sum of sales, filter will be different. What? You know this easily. Yeah. The question is create a filter on sales, total sales. To select the regions. See, now you get the sales. Now we go drag करोगे to select the minimum and maximum. Now the regions are changed to match this criteria. अब इसको आप reduce करोगे. You will see between this and this, what are the regions? What? ये filter create हो गया ना, minimum and maximum. बस इतना ही करना है. Now activate the filter. Okay, right now minimum to maximum पूरा दिखा है. Now when you change these numbers, now you will notice from this to this, what are the regions?
इसको आप reduce करोगे between this and this. Okay, Manish. Huh? Keshav finished. Ankita, have you done
Yes,
adding
sir.
the filter?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. Okay, we'll take a break. We'll continue. We'll break for 15 minutes.
Okay, let's start. तेजस इंस्टॉल किया नहीं किया?
इंस्टॉल किया
ओके, आपने पासवर्ड सेट किया? नहीं,
तो वापस रजिस्टर करता हूं।
जो भी है सेव योर वर्क. Okay, now we'll go to this bar chart. Now we'll add one more dimension to it. So in this we have done region wise total sales. Okay. Now here we'll add one more dimension, that is by product category. So I'll just rename this to bar chart 3. So we'll follow the same method. We'll first take the region into the column. We'll take the sales into the rows. Now we are going to do this by category. Okay. Now if I take the category and put it in color, you will see that there are three different categories. Okay. Product category furniture, product category office supplies, and product category technology. These are the main categories. So within that, you will have different subproducts. For example, in furniture, you may have table, chair, wardrobe. Under office supplies, you will have paper, pin, whatever it is. Then under technology, you may have cell phone, fax machines, copier, all these things. Okay. So in each of these regions, for each of these categories, what is the total sum of sales? So we have a category within a category. So top category is Africa. Inside Africa, furniture, office supplies, technology. Canada, furniture, office supplies, technology. So this color represents, blue color represents furniture. You can see here on the right hand side. The yellow, the orange color is office supplies, and technology is represented by red. Now, what is the total sales? So click on the T once again, and you will see that for each of the categories, what is the sales? So that is furniture sales in Africa, 194,551. In Africa, office supplies, 266. And in Africa, the technology sales is 322,367. Clear here? Now, what is the total sales in Africa? That you can go to bar chart 1, 806,161. So if you add all these three numbers, you will get 806,161. Or whatever number it is. Clear? So this is how you can add category within a category. ये क्या chart है ये? What type of a chart is this? This is called stacked bar, correct. Stacking means keeping one on top of the other. Even here also you can flip the axis. If you click on this, you will see that you can flip the X and Y axis. So accordingly, you can plot it. So right now, we'll stick only to the vertical format.
So
now, one
divided into
important
colors.
aspect of visualization is the usage of colors. Okay, I cannot use any color of my choice. Okay, every color has a significance. What is the use of red? Okay, any artists here?
Negative trend.
Red is attention seeker. Red signal Q, why is it red? It is an attention seeker. दूर से दिखता है. So that is why the title is always in red. What is it that I'm going to tell? Why are some things in gray?
You want it there, but you don't want the attention.
Less attention. Okay. So सबका significance है. Blue and green, complementary colors. Okay, both get equal attention. Yellow once again is attractive. Okay. So सबका significance है. So even here, furniture, how do you represent furniture as a color? How do you represent technology as a color? Okay. How do you represent medicine as a color? आपने देखा होगा first aid kit is red and it is throughout the world वही color है. Okay, so सबका significance है. So if you want to change the colors from the default values, so go to the color option here and edit colors, and here you will see on the left hand side it says select data item furniture office supplies technology. Now suppose I want to change the color of furniture to brown. So click on furniture. Now I want to replace this with the color of my choice. Let's say I want to replace this with brown. So select furniture and replace this with brown and you will see furniture changing. Now click on OK. And now you will see that the color has changed. Okay. Similarly, if I want to change, you can change everything at the same time. Office supplies, I want to give, let's say, metal color. And technology, I want to give blue. Generally, technology, Hamisha, it is represented as blue. You probably would have noticed a lot of companies are blue. So select technology and give blue. Clear? Now, suppose you want to include the grand total here. So here you will see individual totals. That is, blue color is technology, technology total. Gray is office supplies, office total. Yellow color is furniture, brown color is furniture, furniture total. But what is the overall total? So instead of going to this chart and looking at the total, so you have something called add reference line. So click on add reference line. So from the axis, right click, add reference line. Now I want to find what is the sum of sales for every cell. and I want to print what is the total. Then label should be the value. Then if you want a line, otherwise you can give none here. And then click outside. And I can change the tooltip and click OK. So now you will see the totals of individual category and the grand total of every region, everything in one graph. Clear? So just a few clicks and you are done. Keshav and Ankita, have you finished?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Done. Manish, Kamlesh. Okay. Now we'll go to the next chart. So now we are going to draw a pie chart. What is the use of pie chart? Slices the categories. Okay. So what kind of information can I get? Very good. The percentage distribution. Okay. So once again, we need two things for pie chart. One is a discrete data, one is a continuous data. So what kind of discrete information can I take? So here I have, let's take, so there is a gender column here. There is a category. There is a shipment mode. Okay, let's take shipment mode. So I want to find out the shipping cost associated with shipping mode. Shipping mode means how a particular product is shipped. Same day shipping or normal shipping. You have all those things, isn't it? So same day shipping, the cost will be more. Okay. Priority shipping means maybe it will take 2 days. Normal shipping will probably take 4-5 days. Okay. So cost is generally less. So here, if I take shipping mode, you have first class, second class, standard class, same day. These are the 4 categories. So I'm going to take the shipping mode. And put that into the columns. Then I'm going to take the shipping cost and put that into my rows. Now click on show me and click on pie chart. And now I have a pie chart. Done. Basic Repeat करना. So I first take the shipping mode, drag it and put it in columns. Then I'm going to take the shipping cost, put that into rows. Then take the show me and select pie option here. That is the pie chart. And I get the pie chart like this. So here I can write shipping cost by ship mode. Done. Now we need to format the pie. Now click on this option called standard. This is the view. So right now it says standard fit. Okay. Now click on this and select entire view. Now click on the size and increase the size of the pie. So drag it to the right. And now you will see that I'm getting a larger pie. So you can maybe, yeah, I think this is good enough. Now, what are the legends? Look at the right hand side. Blue color is first class. Orange color is same day. Red color is second class. And green color is standard class. So which has the highest percentage in? So most of the customers, they opt for standard shipping. So who might opt for same day shipping? What kind of customers are likely to opt for same day shipping? 4. So what kind of customers are likely to fall in same day shipping? What kind of customers? Can it be individual customers or are they corporate customers? It can be both, but most likely corporate customers. Unless there is an emergency, you will not shell out 500 rupees to ship a product. Okay, whereas customers who belong to corporates, they can afford because they buy in bulk. Okay, where are we likely to fall? Which category? Standard class. Okay, now this is the distribution of shipping cost by shipment mode. Now we need to fill in the percentages. That what percentage is first class, what percentage is second class. So now we are going to take shipping cost from the left hand side and put that in label. Okay, you can either do this or you can simply click on T, both are same. this one, the second option. Called quick table calculation. Okay, so now you can see the percentage 45.3% accounts for standard class, 22.7% is first class, 23 second class, and same day 8.5%. Okay. Are you able to see the percentages? So right click, quick table calculation, percentage of total. Now suppose you want to put these values inside the pie or inside the slice. So just click once on the number and you will see this anchor. Now drag the value and put it inside. Click the value, drag it and put it inside. Click and drag. Click and drag.
So can you show how to convert that into percentage?
So click on this option called sum of shipping. This one, the single slice that you have here, this option. Right click, go to this option called quick table calculation. The default value is running total. You change that to percentage of total.
Okay, got it.
Now, suppose I want to show both the percentage and the shipping cost. What should I do? Right now, I'm seeing only the percentage. I want to show both percentage and the value. Done? क्या किया? Drag and drop. Okay, take the shipping cost, drag it into the values, labels. Now you will notice something odd, that the value percentage has changed. दोनों दिख रहा है, ये सिर्फ एक दिख रहा है? एक ही दिख रहा है. Now the reason for that is we have selected the T option, isn't it? So it is overriding the latest one with the previous one. So click on the T, disable that. The first one. Remove this T from here. Remove this from here. Now take the value which was shipping cost, put it in the label. Now, if I try to drag the shipping cost again into the label, you will see that it is not adding. Okay, that is because it is already added. You cannot add two labels having the same value. So what we do first, we convert this into a percentage of total. And now we add shipping cost once again to the label. And now you will get both the values. Okay? Suppose I want to add the name of the shipping mode also, even though it is already present there. How do I add the value of shipping mode into each of the slice?
So can I repeat the last part?
कौन सा बोलो last part है?
दोनों ऐड करना है.
दोनों अच्छा okay. This is the pie chart without any values. Okay. Now I'm adding shipping cost to the label and I'm getting the actual data. Okay. Now I cannot add the same label twice. Okay. Unless that value is changed, I cannot add it. So what I'll do first, I'll convert this into a percentage. Now this is a different value. Now I will add shipping cost to the label. Now I get both the numbers. Now how do I add the shipping mode?
Drag and drop.
Drag and drop, simple. So take the ship mode, drag it into labels.
कैलकुलेशन मोड का जो वैल्यू है वहाँ पे एक्सपर्ट है ना हाँ दोनों दिखते हैं हाँ फिर से किया था लेकिन शेप चेंज हो मैं ना डालूंगा इसको लेबल पे डालूंगा
Total cost is the percentage. अभी ये वाला जो first What is the purpose of histogram? मेजर करने के लिए क्या मेजर करोगे कंटिन्यूअस डेटा में? So, उससे क्या होगा?
So for example 10 to 20 के range में कितने हैं? 20 to 30 के range will rise.
Correct. So this is to find the distribution. Okay, and you can also find the shape. That is the skewness. Normal है या right है या left skewed है. Now for drawing a histogram, what kind of a data should I take?
Category.
Continuous data or a measure, because we have to find what is the distribution. So distribution numbers का ही होता है. We can also add a category. Okay. But the driving column should be always a number. So let us draw the histogram for, let's say, quantity of goods sold. Now, what kind of a analysis would this give me? Quantity of goods sold. If you look at the data, you will see that quantity of goods sold is an integer value. I cannot buy 1.5 telephones, isn't it? Or 2.5 computers. It's always an integer. So what kind of an analysis can I get from this particular chart? Perfect. You can talk from your own experience. You must have purchased things online, isn't it? So what kind of analysis can you get?
Reviews.
Quantity of goods sold. If I am the store owner and you are the customers, so what analysis will I do?
Product demand.
I'm not talking of any product here. What is the driving column here? Quantity. So what is it that I'm likely to analyze? How much, isn't it? So are customers buying one product or between 1 and 3? Maximum kahan pe? Is it between 1 to 3, 1 to 5, 2 to 5? How many customers have purchased 50 products? So what is the trend? That is how you get the skewness, isn't it? Normal means I have a whole range, but that is very unlikely. Aisa hoga nahi. It is either going to be bulk here or bulk here. Let's find that out. So कौन सा column है ये? Quantity of goods sold.
Quantity.
Quantity. And what should be the measure?
Anything category.
What should be the measure? That is what is should be the statistical measure. Count. Okay, so let's take the quantity. कहाँ पे है? Quantity. Okay, there you go. So I have quantity. I'll drag it to columns. Okay. Now I'm going to select histogram. Where is histogram? There you go. Histogram. So now you see in the rows section, it has added the count of quantity. Now just one more thing I have to change. Now look at the x-axis. What does it say? Quantity or the bin. Okay. Now here the bin is continuous in nature. I cannot have bins with fractions. Okay. Y-axis में क्या है? Total count. X-axis shows the total bins. So I need to first change the bin into a whole number. So right click, format. And in the numbers, sorry, not the pane, the axis. So I have 15 bins. Now, can you tell me which is the highest in this? What is the mode?
Bin 5.
Bin 5 is the highest. कौन सा है? Correct, second one, because that is the tallest, that is a mode.
Sir, but if we hover, it shows quantity bin 30. So what is that?
कौन सा?
Suppose we hover on any column, it shows quantity bin the number. So it is the hashtag number or the number of products?
Number of products sold. So between 0 to 1, how many? So that is the bin number on the right hand side, on the x-axis.
Because the last column it shows quantity bin 30. So I thought.
So there are only 13 products in that bin. This one, no?
Yes, sir.
So this bin number 13, the number of products purchased is 269. So 13, 14 and 15, they are all the same.
Yeah.
So the highest sales happens between bins 0 to 4. That is where the maximum products are getting sold. That is one product minimum to 4 or 5 products maximum. So what is the sum total of that? 8963 plus 22,000 plus 11,000 plus 5,000. So how many customers are there who have purchased more than 100 products? Oh, sorry, not 100 products, more than 10 products. Look at the tail of the histogram. 12 products, 13 products, 14 products and 15 products. 15 पे तो कोई नहीं है. So the maximum a customer has purchased at a given transaction is 13. Is this diagram clear? क्या हुआ? Confusion? Scale, custom. So 1, 0 to 1 products, 2 to 3 so much. So what kind of customers are likely to fit into the rightmost tail? What kind of customers are likely to fit in the rightmost tail? Rightmost tail क्या है? More products. The count is less, but how much have they purchased? वो देखना है ना. They have purchased 10 or more products. So 10, 11, 12, 13. उसका count कम. When we are purchasing, हम लोग maximum कितना लेते हैं? 1 or 2, maybe 3. So इसका count obviously will be on the higher side. But when you are buying in bulk, मान लो, let's say there's a wedding in the family. Yeah. So obviously the count will be more. But that's a rare occasion. You don't get married every day. Family mesa. So once a while, maybe once in 4-5 years. So what kind of customers are likely to fit into the rightmost tail? क्या लगता है? What do you think? Is it individual customers or is it corporate customers? Once again, corporate. Because corporate customers generally buy things in bulk. Okay, अभी Christmas है, so Christmas gifts. Diwali है, तो Diwali gifts. Okay, so you always have, must have seen in your office also. बड़े-बड़े इस पे they keep it in, so they buy in bulk. Okay. Is this chart clear online?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now we can add a new dimension to it, into this histogram. So the quantity of goods sold based on some category. Now let us look at the category. What are the different categories we have? So we have regions. So regions, there are 7 to 8 different values. We have segment, we have subcategory, and then we have category. Okay, so you can take any one of these. So let's say, let's take segment. So if I take segment and put it in colors. Now, what is the distribution of consumer segments? What is the distribution of corporate products? What is the distribution of home office products? And you will see a similar kind of a trend. Okay. One product, how many customers have purchased? Consumer is so much in blue, corporate is yellow, and home office is red. Suppose I want only the corporate histogram. What will you do? Do it. Create a filter and select only the corporate distribution. So drag the segment into filters. By default, it is going to ask you which values you want. Take all the values, click OK. Now display the filter. Now from here, you select the corporate. If you want to do a comparison of corporate versus home office, select both. And this will show you the difference between the two segments. Okay, clear? So once you're done with your analysis, you can get back to the original chart. If you want to remove the filter, you can remove it from here. So is this easy? Working on Tableau? नहीं? तो ऐसा क्यों सर हिला रहे हो? Chalo, let's go to the next one. This is called bubble chart. Now, bubble chart is a chart where the significance is determined by the size of the circle. So bigger the size of the circle, greater is the impact, and smaller the size of the circle means less value.
So histogram में category wise total नहीं है, not category wise, bin wise total.
Bin wise total. You have to use this method, reference line. जो हमने नहीं?
Reference line per cell.
You have to do per cell, and then you take the count of quantity, take the total, and computation will be value tooltip none. ऊपर आया ना 51,290. अच्छा, one second. नहीं, this is per pane है क्या वो? Value. Per cell value is count of quantity.
It is limited to visuals, possible. It is limited to visuals.
नहीं आना चाहिए. 1 second. Per cell. Per pane. One second. ये टोटल दिखा रहा है. So 51,290 is the total number of records we have. Okay. एक मिनट। I'll find out. I'm not able to do this. Maybe it is not applicable to this chart histogram, because histogram counts the entire thing, doesn't break it up into categories. But there should be a way of calculating these values.
Sir, in each column, like each column, we can't give the total count.
No, there is no
Total.
column here. If you look at
Like
it,
that segment, like whole one bar, we won't be able to give the total number of count.
no, it is not taking that.
Yes, it won't allow.
Correct.
Instead of that, we are allowed to have mean, average, and all those stuff.
Yeah.
Minimum, maximum, and all.
Otherwise, quantity reference line, no.
No,
This
below
is
not
actually a
available.
bin. So bins don't have that per cell. Okay, I'll find out a way how to do this. Okay, next is the bubble chart. So bubble chart is finding the maximum value or the greatest impact based on the size of the circle. So greater the size, more is the value, lesser the size of the circle means less impact. Okay. So we are going to find, let's say, quantity. Let's take quantity of goods sold for each subcategory. So which subcategory has sold how much? Now, if you look at the subcategories, these are the different values: accessories, appliances, art, binders, bookcases, chairs, etc., etc. So I'm going to take the subcategory and put that into columns. Then quantity of goods sold. So I'll take the quantity and put that into rows. So by default, I will get the bar graph. Now I want to convert this into a bubble graph. So click on the show me and select the bubbles here. And now you can see that this is the bubble chart that shows what is the count of each of the products or the subcategories sold. So bigger the size of the bubble indicates greater the sales. So which is the largest circle here? Binders. So you can sort the data if you want. Is this a good visualization? Why is this not good?
Some levels might have change in quantity, but it seems
Number one, there are too many categories. Okay. So I don't want to see a chart with so many circles. It looks very clumsy, just like a pie chart. Okay. If we have too many, excuse me. Now don't close it, just reduce the volume. When you have too many lines or circles, it becomes very difficult to read. Okay. Number two, duplication of colors is likely to happen. Okay, but this is how you can do when you have less categories. For example, gender, shipment mode is a good example. Now I want to find out what is the actual quantity of goods sold for each of these subcategories. I want to put that number and the percentage. Both I want in this chart. Kaise karoge? Do it. I want to display the actual quantity and the percentage quantity. Done. So drag the quantity to label. So you'll see that binders account for 12% of the total sales. Now you'll also find that there are some circles that does not display the value. For example, in tables. Now the reason for that is there is no space. Okay. That is the reason why it is not able to fit that value. Even when I'm forcing it to show, it is not able to display. That is because the size, so you cannot do much about it. कहाँ पे है मशीनरी? मशीन्स पे दिख रहा है ना? उसको फॉर्मेट करो, चेंज इट टू एंटायर व्यू. ऊपर जो ड्रॉप डाउन है, स्टैंडर्ड व्यू से एंटायर व्यू करके देखो. वो मेनली साइज की वजह से और कुछ नहीं. हो गया? Okay, one last assignment. I want to compare only the office related products.
In this category,
करो office related products क्या क्या आएंगे? See, everything is office, but you need to categorize office का which product will come in this category, office का ये category, because office has different categories. So do a comparison of products related to the office. So you will have office products which have furnitures, office products which are non-furnitures, that is machinery products, and stationery products. Stop here. So you do an analysis based on the different office categories. Right now it is showing all the categories. Now, for example, you want to find out which products are getting sold maximum. Then the office category is stationery. So you find out what are the stationery items. Similarly, you can do it for furniture items.
tables, chair.
अब टेबल पे दिख रहा है वैल्यू? That is because of the size. तो जब पूरा डिस्प्ले होता है, there is no space to fill that value. But printer में one good thing about Tableau is all drag and drop with very little programming. Even though it has an inbuilt programming just like Excel, you have one minimum that we will either do tomorrow or in the it's called calculated fee for me. So unsupervised may use for this. Yeah, EDA can use general analysis. You can do it before you do your model. Please save your work, especially जो Tableau public use कर. बहुत ज्यादा हो गया क्या? और was it okay? So tomorrow we will do tomorrow we will do box plot, density chart, then this is box plot, then bullet graph, then tree map, then we will do this one. This is table chart. Now table chart, there are two varieties of table chart. One is with the data, the other is with symbols. Okay, for example, if I draw a chart and I want to find out whether the sales for that particular region has achieved a target of, let's say, 20,000. Okay, so instead of writing the 20,000 or whatever value, I want to give a green tick or a red cross. Yes or no? So that can be done in Tableau.
Like Excel we have checkboxes.
Ye checkbox nahi. This is a condition. If this condition is met, there will be a green tick. If the condition is not met, there will be a red cross. Then we will see maps. How to draw the maps. This is something that I wanted to show you. Abhi left side pe dekho. Under the measures, under the dimensions, under the measures, you will see latitude and longitude. Now bracket pe kya likha hai? Generated. So that means they are not fields. You will not find them in the Excel sheet. So they are generated because I have a column called geography. Okay. This is useful when you want to plot maps and do the analysis. Then we have dual axis chart, where in the same chart, I can have two different charts. That is called dual axis. I want to show the sales and I also want to show the profit. Dono ek saath. So how do you display that? That is called dual axis. Then there is something called word cloud. I'm sure you must have heard of this term called word cloud. Or you must have seen this in a lot of places. You have a canvas, and in that, what are the words? The highest, let's say which word has the maximum impact? That will be like this. The second highest, it will be in a different form. Okay, so that is called word cloud. Now, what are the other things that we can do in Tableau? Apart from the analysis, we can create something called filters we have already seen. We can create something called set. Set kya hai? So what we have studied in set is a collection of values. Here it is slightly different. Here set means what are the values that you want to see and what are the values that you don't want to see. You can create those kind of sets. So these are additional things that can be helped, that can be useful as part of your analysis. Set, parameters, and something called top. So what are the top 5 products? What are the worst 5 products? Okay, so how do you create those top categories or bottom categories? So that comes under a section called parameters. So let's see how much we can cover too. Uske baad, the last section will be on analytics. Okay, so that's it for today. Any questions? Fine then. So see you tomorrow then.